And now at the center of the Zero Experience, Hunter Biden scandal and Biden, let's see, foreign syndicate issue. Well, is Hunter Biden's laptop, which reportedly contains, well, a lot of disturbing material. Now, computer repair shop owner John Paul Mac Isaac, he turned the laptop over to the FBI in December of 2019 after Hunter failed to retrieve it from his store 90 days later. And after facing endless slander and death threats, he even closed down his shop for a while and went out of town. He's now come forward to tell his side of the story. John Paul joins us for an exclusive interview. John Paul, sir, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Evening, Sean.
Let's get into the document side of it. So would it be a fair statement to say that what you saw concerned you, that you desperately wanted to get this out of your shop, as you said?
Correct.
So on both fronts there, I just want to make a thing. Let me go through the timeline with you, if I may, because you handed this over to the FBI. They finally took possession of it December 9th, 2019. Tell us what happened.
They came to the shop. Originally, they were planning to make a forensic copy of the drive. They couldn't guarantee that they could take the equipment away from me. So when they showed up and they handed me a subpoena requesting the drive, the paperwork, and the laptop, I was overjoyed that they were going to basically meet my demands, if you will. I wanted it out of my shop, and I wanted some kind of paper trail, some level of protection from the FBI. So I was pretty happy that they took it. A couple things happened during that exchange. A couple things were said that kind of, again, threw up some red flags with the FBI, just how they wanted me to handle it if he should come looking for it, how to contact them, how to stall whoever's looking for it so they could make arrangements to have the equipment returned to me. It did kind of, I was concerned.
So December 19th, to remind everybody, because impeachment on the issue of Ukraine took place with President Trump in January of 2020. And I guess my question is, what you saw in terms of documents, did that seem relevant to you, to
Absolutely.
the debate that was explained?
Well, I had seen what would, again, I'm not an investigative journalist. It's not my day job when I was fixing Macs, but I saw some pretty compelling documents that definitely showed a pay-for-play scheme going on between Hunter Biden and his business dealings in Ukraine.
Joe Biden claimed that he didn't know anything about his son's business dealing. Will the documents that you saw contradict that, incontrovertibly contradict that?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of coordination. I saw a couple emails coming directly out of the White House to members of Burisma staff that, including the vice president's schedule, any discussions that were going on about Ukraine and policies with Ukraine were being sent directly to Vadim, who's the #2 at Burisma.
Knowing what you know that was on it, knowing that you followed the proper chain of command, knowing that you were glad to finally get it out of your possession, but yet it was the smartest thing you ever did, handing it over for your own benefit and safety, and you wondered, why was it not admitted as evidence at impeachment? Now, is the evidence that compelling, that it was that relevant? I assume, my interpretation is that you saw a flagrant double standard existed. Am I right in my interpretation?
Well, what I saw was, two young men that were definitely capitalizing off of at least one of their father's positions to drum up more value in their efforts to get more money, and it was definitely a pay-for-play scheme that. I got my law degree at Rodeo Clown School, so I'm not Brian's better at the legal stuff, but it looked like this would be something that you would want to have a conversation with to another foreign leader about, because this was a lot of money that was exchanging hands, like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And you, sir, you still have a copy of the hard drive, is that correct?
Correct.
Would you be willing to share it with me? I would love to.
I'd
make
have to
it
talk
public.
to my attorney about that.
You'll take it under consideration?
Yeah, I have a very good attorney, and he's there to protect me for myself.
Listen, sir, all I've read about you and all I've heard that you said, you've been put in a horrible position, I argue unfairly so, and you know, you just saw something, you said something. We ask people all the time, see something, say something, and you did, and it should not have happened to you this way. I hope, is your business doing better now? Are you getting harassed less? Are you able to keep the doors open?
Well, I'm getting harassed a lot less since I had to disconnect the phone and the email server. The business has been closed since November 2nd. For my safety, I had to get out of town about that time. I just didn't know. The hostility in my area was getting to the point where I didn't want to incite any anger. So I thought it was best that I just close the business and then get out of town.
Thank you for sharing, sir. It's an important story. You did do the right thing. You're, I think, based on everything you said to me and what people have told me they believe is on it, that that what you did is important, honorable, and I hope all the harassment of you stops and you continue, you know, your life hopefully in anonymity and peace. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for your time and letting me tell my story.
We taped this just before the show. Tomorrow, part 2, the majority of the interview, talks about video content. It's shocking. Here's a preview.
I saw material of a very personal nature. I don't want to obviously go into it. I don't feel comfortable about talking about the personal stuff.
The bigger part of that interview, part 2 tomorrow, news that hasn't broken before. More Hannity after this.